coldest winter I've ever spent was a summer in Alaska.
Is there anything I regret not bringing? Yes. Alaska has been on my bucket list for years, and because it was my 60th birthday year, I decided I'm going to take the trip. I'm going to finally make it. So I went ahead and called a friend who lived up there and said, "Can I come and visit?" And her answer was absolutely yes. So I jumped on that. The first thing I did was checked on my itinerary.
The daily catch.
And checked on the weather, because those are going to determine everything from what I wear on the plane to what I pack. And so that was the first thing I did. When I checked the weather, it said it was going to rain every single day that I was there. So I came prepared with rain jackets. Of course, every trip starts off with what I'm wearing on the plane. And for those of you who know my channel, you know I wear the same thing pretty much every trip, and that is my Prana pants, my Prana hiking pants right here. These are wonderful. These Prana convertible hiking pants are perfect for summer, winter, fall, everything. They convert into a pair of Bermuda shorts. They're really great fabric. Unfortunately, they don't make this exact style of pant anymore, but they make something close. I'll put a link in the description below. I also always wear a ball cap. I like this one. This is a little bit water resistant, but it also has mesh holes here on the side for some ventilation, and it also adjusts, and it allows me to put my ponytail right through the back of this while I'm hiking and stuff. So that's another thing I wear on the plane. I always start off with a black and white striped top. These are one of those things that it's just something I can wear all the time. I can wear it with a pair of leggings and work out. I can pair it with a nice little skirt or whatever. It works great. So a nice black and white striped top is something I always wear on my flight. The other thing I wore on this was my wool sweater. Now, this is actually a men's wool sweater, but what I love about it is that it has a little pocket here. It's a nice slim fit, and it's a fairly thin fabric. So that way, it'll keep me warm in the sense that it's a wool sweater, but it's not going to be too hot. I also like that this sweater zips up in the neck, and it allows me to have something that comes up like a turtleneck if I need it to, but unzips so I can have it as an open collar as well. So this is by Woolly, and I will put a link to this into the description below. But a nice wool sweater is something always good to have on these trips. Summer, winter, spring, or fall, I always carry a little bit of a wool sweater. The other thing about these wool sweaters is that they don't carry an odor. I can wear this for days and days and days, and there's no odor to it. There's something about wool that just keeps it from having an odor. I wear a lot of wool on my trips all year round, so this wool sweater is a staple on my travels. The second thing I carry is this vest. I've talked about this vest before. It has a puffer, a synthetic puffer material right here in the front. The rest of it, though, is this stretchy fabric. You'll see here that's just a nice stretchy fabric, and it doesn't have any of the puffer in the very back part other than here. So that way for summer it's a little bit cooler, but yet if I need just a little something on me, this will do the trick. I wear it a lot with that black wool sweater, and it's just perfect on those cool nights when I need a little bit of something. So this will be worn on the plane with me, and that way I'll have something to keep me a little bit warm on the plane, and if it's too hot, I can roll this up and use it as a pillow. All right, the next thing I wore on the plane actually was this jacket. This down puffer jacket has this nice down on the front and the back, but it's not a thick puffer jacket, it's very thin. It also has a waterproof sleeve, shoulders, and stretchy sides. They're all waterproof. And what's nice about that, if it's slightly raining, if it's something where I'm just gonna be out and about day tripping, this is a great jacket to have. It's not a great jacket for if it's really raining or something like that, because you don't want to get the down wet. But it's a nice slim jacket. It has zipper pockets on it, which I really like to be able to keep things secure in there. And again, it comes up high, so if it gets a little bit cold, I have something to protect my neck. So this is the jacket that I wore on the plane. So this was my plane outfit that got me through. And again, I wear this so that if they lose my luggage, I have things to get me through and be able to get me through a couple of days until they find my luggage. So that is my flight suit or flight outfit. The next things I want to go over are the things that I pack in my carry-on in case they lose my checked luggage. And yes, I check luggage because I carry pepper spray and I carry a knife, and I have to pack those into a luggage that gets checked. So, you know, those are things that have to get checked, and I have separate luggage for that. But I do carry some things on my carry-on, which I'll show you here, which is an extra pair of underwear, an extra pair of socks, and I do bring a pair of leggings with pockets. So I love any of these leggings that have these little pockets in them here. This pair actually has zippers on the pockets right here, so I can put things like keys and stuff like that, or even a little wallet in them. And they're also a nice slick kind of shiny material. These are synthetic, and what'll be nice is if I want to wear them under, let's say, a pair of pants that are going to be blocking the wind, these won't cause any drag on the inside, so I always bring these. That way when I get to my destination and I want to get into something really comfortable, these are the pants that I go to. The next thing I brought was a rain jacket. This is a North Face. It's just a really light rain jacket. It'll handle a downpour, anything like that, but it is small enough that you can see here that it packs up really well, and I can lay it or put it into my carry-on easily. And it's something that if I had to put it over one of these jackets to get me through, if it started to rain, I had that. I like this jacket because it has a hood. So that way, if it's really starting to rain, I can put this over me and have my ball cap stick out. It keeps me really dry. It also has vents here in the arms. I really like that it's vented here, so that if it's something where it gets a little bit warm, I can always just vent it out. And all of the zippers also are nice and covered. It'll keep anything in my pockets dry. So this is a great jacket to have. And again, this went into my carry-on so that I knew I would have some sort of a rain jacket with me on the trip. Other things that I brought, extra socks and undies, of course, things like that. I brought a pair of jeans, which just a pair of straight leg jeans to wear. This was a very casual trip. I wasn't going to be doing anything like going out to any special dinners. It was probably one of the easiest trips for me to pack for, because I knew it would be fishing, hiking, really nothing else. So the dressiest I got was jeans, which was really nice. And I wore my hiking boots the whole time I was there, other than when I was on the boat. I did bring an extra pair of like sweatpants, and I think as you can see here, everything was in a color theme, which was kind of this maroon purple color. And I like these because they have the nice wide waistband. So for me, comfort means stretchy and a wide waistband. It also has some pockets. It also has the ankle that is tapered. I'm shorter, and if I wear a pair of pants that are a little bit wide and they're too long for me, I don't want them dragging all over. I don't want to be tripping over them. So when I'm comfortable, I want to be wearing some sort of taper-legged pair of sweatpants. I think I got these actually at Costco, you know, but they're really comfortable. So I brought those along with me as well. The other pair of pants I brought was another pair of hiking pants. I wasn't sure how many days of hiking we were going to do, but I wanted to make sure that if things got wet or something or dirty, I had another pair of hiking pants, and I brought these gray ones. These are also by Prana. Now, they don't have the convertible zip-off pant leg on them, but if I wanted to roll them up, I could, and there's a snap on the inside here that I could roll them up into a pair of capris if I wanted to. I knew during this weather I wasn't going to do that, but these were the other pair of hiking pants I brought, so that I had a pair of gray and I had a pair of black, and that just gave me a little bit of variety, and of course it went with all of these colors. And the last pair of pants that I brought were these Race Revolution, I guess they're like tactical pants is what you would call them. They're a very thick material. They have very sturdy zippers and belt loops and pockets with Velcro and waterproof pockets. And I brought this because I knew we would be fishing, and I knew we'd be going deep sea fishing, and I didn't know if the weather would change. You're 20 miles out in the ocean, the weather could change, it could get really bad, and this way I would have something to put on that is going to be really thick and pretty much waterproof and allow me to move around on a rocking boat. Now, what I love about these Race Revolution pants is they have the elastic back, but the front has the nice flat front, so I like that. Nice thick belt loops. Now, the thing I don't like is they just don't have a pair of pockets back here that are just a slip-on pocket, but they do have a nice waterproof zipper pocket here, and they also have one in the front. They have some regular pockets right here in the front, and they have 2 zipper pockets here as well. All of these black parts of this pants are stretchy material, so they give you a little bit of stretch, especially here on the back side and at the knees where you're doing most of your bending. That's what I like about these pants. And they also have an adjustable bottom, so you can Velcro and adjust the bottom to be tighter depending on if you have no boots on or a boot on, to allow you to have your pants become tight around your ankles or loose if you're wearing a boot. These are great pants. Like I said, they're tactical pants. If I'm doing any sort of backpacking where I don't know what the weather's going to be like, I bring these with me because I know I'll be warm and dry in these Race Revolution pants. All right, let's get to other tops and jackets. The last jacket I brought was this Race Revolution jacket, and I wore this all the time there. It is a tactical jacket, and what I mean by tactical, it means it's made for heavier use. It's made for doing something other than day tripping, for good hiking, for being out and about climbing around on rocks and things like that. It is a great waterproof material, but it's a soft material. I've never felt anything like this, but it's wonderful, and it has another layer on the inside. As you can see, it has a complete waterproof zipper here. I love that, and all of the zippers here are waterproof, so I can put things like my phones and my microphones inside of this and feel like they're really protected. It also has in here a zipper, a vent for you, so that, again, if it gets hot but you want to have your jacket on, both sides vent like this. It also has a nice hood here that I can actually drawstring down, so if it got really windy or something, I could keep myself really protected. Let me just try this on for you really quick. Now, I buy my jackets always a size up, minimally, because I'm always going to be putting in things like sweaters and stuff. This has a nice line on the inside that keeps you separate from this outside. So if it's cold, the outside cold material isn't actually touching you. It keeps you nice and warm. I like this. So as you can see, this jacket's a little bit big. I wanted it big because I wanted to be able to layer things underneath like puffers and sweatshirts and things like that. But the nice thing about it is it has adjusters like this right here in the arms, so I can tighten things up around my wrists if it's really wet and cold. And again, it has the vents on the side, and it's comfortable enough that if I did want a day trip in it, I could. If it was really miserable out, I knew this was going to keep me really dry and warm. Again, this jacket's by Race Revolution. I'll put the link to both of these things in the description below. The shirts that I brought were one long sleeve, just nice, comfortable cotton blend shirt, as well as 2 of these short sleeve V-neck shirts. You can see how thin they are. You can see how they kind of, the light comes through them. What I love about these are merino wool, and they stretch really well. They're super comfortable, and again, just like all my other wools, they don't smell. They have a small selection of colors, but this just matched my color profile for this trip. I've been wearing these for years, and again, wool. You can never go wrong with wool because they're always going to be able to retain their shape, and they're also going to be moisture wicking, and they're going to be resistant to odors. I love these little travel slippers. They are made of a nice stretchy material. So they're just thicker than a sock, but they're nice and stretchy. They allow me to put my orthotics inside of them, so I can go ahead and put an orthotic in them to give me some support. They also have a nice bottom to them, a nice non-slip bottom. This way, if I'm going down, say, some stairs or something, I'm not going to slip and fall. I also like how this back just folds flat so that if I want to slip my feet in and out easily, I can, but it also allows me to have some nice security by having this be a full, almost shoe, and these are my go-to slippers. I only brought 2 pairs of shoes, and these I wore on the plane. These are my hiking shoes. These are by Ahnu. I'm not sure if they make these anymore, but they are a suede leather on the outside. They have a nice waterproof toe box here. They're a lower hiking shoe, which I like when I'm not doing any major backpacking. I like to keep my hiking shoes a little bit low. They're waterproof, and waterproof enough that if rain splashed on them, you know, if you going into a river, they're not waterproof, but no shoe really is. Nice treads. These I wore on the plane. The next pair of shoes I brought were some water shoes. Now these are not waterproof, but they're water shoes. What I like about them is they look like a sneaker, so I can kind of wear these out and about if I needed to for just day tripping. They have a nice pull with the elastic here that can make them nice and tight. They don't have a separate tongue, so it's this one slip-on shoe. I can wear these in the water, still feel like my feet are solid. I get a good grip on them, but they're not something that is going to stay wet. They'll dry really easily. They have some nice ventilation right here on the sides, as you can see. And again, a stretchy material. These are really stretchy, so I can get them on and off easily, especially when my feet are wet. These are great water shoes by Keen. One thing you'll notice about all my shoes is that I have to be able to get in an orthotic. All of my shoes have an orthotic on the inside, and I have to be able to have an orthotic in every shoe. So all the shoes I buy have to have a removable insert for orthotics. I bought 4 pairs of hiking socks on this trip, and they're all wool. What I love about the wool is that they're comfortable, they last forever, and they don't smell. So wool socks are always a must pretty much on every trip for me. So this is it. This is everything I brought for a week of fishing, hiking, and just being with friends in Sitka, Alaska. Is there anything I regret not bringing? Yes, I wish I would have brought these. These are my rain boots, and I wish I would have brought something like this just for being on the boat. I got lucky, and the people we were staying with had boots that were knee-high for me to wear on the boat. But when you're out on a boat in the open ocean, it is going to get really wet. And when there's fish coming on board and they're splashing all over, and there's sometimes fish parts kind of going all over the place, you're going to wish you had a pair of rubber boots. So if you go and you're going to be fishing, I highly recommend you bring at least something like this. This is the one thing I regret not bringing, and I didn't because they're large and I thought they're going to take up so much room in my luggage. I lucked out because my friends had them, but this is something I wish I would have brought. I was really glad I had the wet rain gear stuff with me. We happen to be visiting Sitka in the rainiest season they've had in 41 years, but we're having a wonderful time. I think there are probably some times where it's really beautiful and I wouldn't have needed all this, but I did check the forecast. It did call for rain every single day. But nonetheless, we had a wonderful trip. You can check that video out on my channel. Everything that I've shown you here, if I can find links to them, I will put them in the description below so you can get to some of these products. I hope you enjoyed this video on what I packed for Sitka, Alaska for the summer. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos, please hit the subscribe button. Until the next time, remember to juice life, drink the joy, and keep life simple. I'll see you guys in the next video.